Hey, what's going on there, YouTube? This is SEO0320. I'm back for another review for the anime Sword Art Online 2. The name of this episode is Memories of Blood. Yeah, this is the English dub version of Sword Art Online. I've been really enjoying it. I mean, I've already seen this series already. I keep on reiterating that. Stop saying it. Gun Gale arc is probably my favorite arc of this. When it gets to the Mother's Rosary, I'm pretty interested to see how they do that on the acting level as far as voice acting. But so far, these past 3 episodes have been really well done. In this episode, we are going more so along the lines of not so much being in Gun Gale, but actually on the outside. What is Sinon's life? What is she? How does she feel? You know, what kind of person is she? And she gets intersected with these young girls that are really some hoodlums, honestly. And they basically kind of like hold her up and bully her, and they kind of threaten her, and they kind of make this motion like this, and she just freaks out, and to the point that they kind of like, are you gonna throw up again? Are you gonna do this? And luckily somebody was like, yeah, there's somebody that's being like held up and mugged by these 3 girls back here, and they kind of like trash her pretty bad. So I'm assuming this has happened before, but it's funny because she has a friend that I guess is in the same Gun Gale, and he considers himself not as good a player as she is. He really looks up to her, but he's really mysterious. I guess that's a good way of putting it. He seems like he's got a huge crush on her, but at the same time, he looks up to her. But it seems like he's getting a GED and doing some good things on the outside. But what kind of person is he really? He's really kind of like a if, you know what I'm saying? But in this episode, I like the fact that it paralleled Kirito and Sinon in different ways, because you finally get to see Sinon's backstory. You find out that because she basically goes back home and she kind of looks really pale and out of it, and she tells me, I look terrible. And so she goes to her drawer, she finds like this gun, and as soon as she tries to pick it up, she's okay at first, and then she just starts to freak. And it goes back to a memory she had when she was really little. Basically, kind of how the story goes is she's with her mom because her dad died when she was younger in an accident. So her mom and her went and actually lived with her parents, her mom's parents. And then they kind of went to the bank. And then going to the bank, Sinon's just kind of sitting there by herself, and she sees this guy. He's just eerie looking, and he holds up the entire bank. And the first thing he does, like, he kills one of the main bank clerks. And so after that, like, he kind of like threatens somebody else, even though they're giving him the money. And then he puts the gun at her mom's head, and she retaliates as a little kid. She looks like she's no more than maybe 8. And she rushes to him, she bites him, he kind of pushes her around, and he drops the gun. And so she picks up the gun, he lunges at her, and she shoots him. Now, he doesn't die immediately, and he seems like he's mentally messed up. He lunges at her again, she shoots him one more time. And with his, I don't know if it was adrenaline or just he had some stuff wrong with him, but he lunged one more time, and she shot and didn't even look. And you see it's really gory scene, like he got shot in the head. And I think what's so messed up is not so much the fact that like she shot him or the reaction to that, but her mother. Her mother looks at her like in disgust. You know, it's like, what kind of person would do something like this, essentially? And she looks down, she sees the blood dripping from the man, and like she just basically fades back to the present day, and she's having like a panic attack, anxiety attack. And even when I was looking at this, when it was going on just the regular English subtitles, I realized what was kind of happening, and I was like, this is post-traumatic stress. She's been warped from the notion of guilt, and at the same time taking the man's life, even if it was for right sound reasons. Like, she just could not recover from it. And so now even the notion of a gun or somebody pulling up a gun, like, it reminded her of that. But it's so crazy, it parallels her character in the real Gun Gale, because like, she can pick up a gun and she's got one of the most powerful guns period in the game. And she can carry it with ease, but she's been trying to make herself stronger in the virtual world to try to compensate for the lack of strength in the real world, essentially. And I thought it was really good because it went back with Kirito, and kind of like him kind of deciphering what needs to happen. Like, even though it's impossible for a person to kill somebody while in the game, technically, if there's not the same situation that happened with Kaiba, that one chance is like making him wanting to initiate what's going on. And so he kind of goes back with the nurse. I guess that kind of helped him out with the rehabilitation. I'm assuming it's maybe the same nurse that actually took care of him over the years. I'm not really sure. But she is just really flirty. And she kind of like slaps him on the butt, and then she kind of like insinuates that she's seen all different parts of him. She kind of tells him to strip. And he's just so feeling awkward. And I think that the guy, that the government agent that's having him go on this mission, he left a message like, don't be getting all flirty with the XYZ, you know. And it's just really funny dialogue. It's a good balance of funny, seriousness, and setup. Because at the end of the episode, you see basically the first remnants of what looks to be the bad guy in the real world. And just the fact that he's got the 2 targets, and then the next target he has lined up is a picture of Sinon. And I mean, to me, I was instantly gravitating towards her friend, but you know, there's no telling who it could be, just based on the events that are kind of happening and the connection that might be with Kirito. So I thought it was really awesome. I thought it was a really good episode. It's just, I think in an unconventional sense, it wasn't any action in it. So I can see some people kind of be like, eh, but the setup to me is what this series has always been about. It's always about progression, character evolution, and that's what I even see, like, and the progression of how Kirito was when he first went into Sword Art Online to how he is now. He is grown. He's a lot stronger. He's just older. You know what I'm saying? He's matured. So it's setting up for her and him to really kind of, I guess, meet in Gungyo, which I already know what's gonna happen, but I don't want to kind of spoil it for y'all. But it was a good episode. So I guess episode 8.5 out of 10. I actually enjoyed it. It was really serious. It was really serious, especially the imagery behind her shooting the guy and her anxiety and panic attacks is really serious stuff, because that's real. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So that's my review for Sword Art Online 2, Episode 2, and well, I'm sorry, Episode 3. Somebody just texted me. I'm sorry. And hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Please leave a like below if you did. Leave your comments below what you thought about the episode. And I'm about to go and check out Episode 4, so I can be kind of caught up. And then come Saturday, I'm redo another one. By the way, I know y'all like I'm definitely uploading a lot of videos today, so I apologize for so many videos put out at once, but this was a time for celebration, and I'm not stressed, you know what I'm saying? This isn't a burden for me. This is actually pretty calming and really fun to actually do, because it's such a great series anyway. But yeah, thanks for your comments, thanks for your likes, and yeah, I'll see y'all soon, because I got one more review coming in just a little bit. That's it. Later.